Basically, these oil refineries and countries produce billions of barrels of oil and gas to meet the energy needs of the world's population. But have you ever thought that thousands of miles away from the seashores, the people who work in these oil refineries day after day, month after month, go about their daily lives? How come they are working smoothly under the risk of a terrible explosion at any time? So let's first look at the dangerous daily routine of every worker working at the points. It may seem like an exaggeration, but in reality, life and work in these oil rigs are both extremely challenging and extremely unsafe. A look at the daily routine of any delegate worker will show you just how terrifying it really is. Have to wear so new when entering rage. Members are given safety glasses, helmets, protective clothing, and Kristen boots. Moreover, a certain routine has to be followed before and during work. These oil league workers usually work in 8 to 12-hour shifts with morning, afternoon, and evening meal breaks. It's hard to hear that one doesn't go on, and it sounds like a lot of hard work. But the funny thing is that after 2 weeks of work, the workers have about 3 weeks off. Moreover, when living on their own, the workers don't have to worry about accommodation because the oil sides usually have a smoking area, and their lights are also provided for smokers because the use of these lights is prohibited outside the smoking area. Life here is very pleasant for engineers, doctors, catering workers, and other workers. But not all of them spend their time here at extreme risk. So these workers are always instructed to be alert and work carefully. Working conditions above generally, employees get 12 hours of work and 12 hours of rest in a day after arriving in Dhaka. Since they have to stay like this for more than 2 consecutive weeks, the company has a special responsibility to ensure that their physical and mental health is good. It may be inhumane to work 12 hours straight, but it should also be understood that the remaining time they spend resting is also counted in their working hours. Either working hours in 24 hours are considered as working hours. Every crew member is very calculated and adheres to the schedule so that no time is wasted by any means, as the time to do one thing starts right at midnight and goes on and on. How to 24 hours? Let's know very briefly. While working night shift, every worker starts preparing for work at 11:30 p.m. with all of his equipment. Then at midnight, he eats his first meal, then goes to work. No instructions for whole day work. After a few hours of work, the first break is given at exactly 2 in the night, followed by the second break at 4 in the morning, and the second meal at 6 in the morning. Then at 8 o'clock, they are given time for some personal work. Then the third test is given at 10 o'clock, and the fourth explanation is given at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. At 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they are more once a meal is served, and the men finish at 3:30 p.m. Before going to bed, the crew prepares for the next day with contact with other men. A number of educational activities and courses are conducted because oil works cannot be done by anyone, so it is essential to have a good knowledge of the subject. Because the machines that are used there are completely different from other industries, you may have understood by now how risky the work is. But the interesting thing is that in return for this risky work, their remuneration is not low at all, as special drilling engineers earn the most, around 2 lakhs annually. Salary more than 2 crore rupees, also the lowest entry-level position, followed by $40,000 to $60,000, about 40 lakhs, to more than 7 lakh rupees per annum, and even accommodation for the family of the company workers, as well as several facilities. It is accompanied by full insurance coverage. Welding work is really tough, as well as it has endless opportunities. Workers get to work with many advanced machines. Then they get the same amount of time to spend with their family. Besides work, they get enough time to relax themselves, but for adventure lovers. It is possible to earn a lot of money if you work hard for a dream like job of welding, and adventurous people like to take so much risk. So what can be more risky work?